I'm alive, I do or die. I'm alive, do or die. I'm alive.
And just like that, we're back. Nailed it. Yeah, I need to put the music on a different sound channel so that I can mute the sound channel when we come
Oh God. Too much technology for me.
Yeah, it's the sound mixer. I've got everything going through the one sound channel because I'm lazy. So yeah, we need to fix that. And listen, welcome, Maggie. Thank you for coming and joining me. We're really going to be discussing dark forces that tried to take out Big Homie in a real way. I mean, did you get through the whole interview? Have you made it to the end of it? Have you watched it all?
Oh my God, I feel like I would need to watch that interview like 3 times. I've watched it 2 times and I still am not sure that I grasp everything.
It's crazy.
So I'm just like, what? So yeah, I've watched it.
It was one of those, like, do you know, it's kind of like, you know, if you see a ghost, right, but you're by yourself and you're like, no one's going to believe this, right?
Exactly.
But there was a collective group of us, and hearing Big Homie's experience, because we hadn't really heard much apart from the highlights, if you will, like what had happened to him and all this kind of stuff, how he was feeling up until he told us all last night. And the way he described the corridor and when it all started and the dreams, I know a lot of you are freaked out. I know a lot of you, it kind of trying to process things that we don't understand. And it can take, it can shock people. So how have you sort of processed everything? Like, how have you sort of rationalized everything? Because it is a lot for people to take in.
Rationalize. I still have not rationalized it. I'm telling you, I need to watch it a 3rd time.
Yeah,
like when I was looking, like at the beginning, I was like, okay, we're going with the like DNA, the alien DNA, and then to discover that his alien DNA was even more complicated than what I could even imagine in my head. And then looking at the fact that he was like talking about, you know, that's why he wear glasses, because when he sees color, like it tells him something, and that when you were all like feeling a presence, all like the 3 of you all together, I was just like, what?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Yeah. So for me, I'm just like, I need to watch it a 3rd time, because from what I understood and from what I could see, it really seems like you were all destined to be together to fight the fight, because you are like the type of people that can be actually sensitive to sign without needing to do all the, you know, like, is it true, is it not true, like you can feel it, you can hear it, you can smell it. So I was just like, oh my God. And then just Beverly being like, yeah, I see that in your, I see that too. I was just like, what is everyone seeing?
It was crazy, right? And I'll tell you something, having Beverly Roads in your life, when you spend most of your life knowing exactly what you believe in, right? But not really having any peers or validation or anyone to sort of talk to it about. It's just wild. Oh yeah,
I could
okay.
feel it from him. I could feel it from Big Homie. Like he was so clearly being like felt so relieved to be actually able to talk about those, you know, forces around him,
Yeah.
why he needed to wear glasses, why he could feel that he was sick. But then, like, even the fact that his mom knew that she needed to contact you in particular, I was just like, what is happening here?
Yeah, it's crazy. And you know, you think about
Yeah.
sounding like a complete lunatic when you start questioning the validation of someone's mother, right? And you're like, was that his mum, right? Was that someone else? And you sort of you can sort of question yourself as to whether you should do anything, because you know you don't want to. I mean, I never, but I could see how some people would have thought to themselves, oh no, I can't just be like, oh, I don't believe that you're Big Homie's mum, please prove that you're Big Homie's mum. Like it's a madness. And when Beverly went in and seen what she seen and then
Yeah.
did what she did, and then the text messages were coming in from him, Beverly and Big Homie, it was just crazy. It was just crazy. Oh wow, I've got some viewers have sent in some images of crystal faces that they've caught. I'm just having a look at them. We've been getting quite a lot of interesting
Mhm.
stuff caught in crystals. There's a couple of these that are bangers.
And I
I'm gonna-
cannot wait to see the alien DNA of Jaguar Wright. I know
Oh yeah,
Azria must be like exhausted because she's working
Yeah.
so hard right now. Poor woman. She's like, I need to.
yeah, yeah. Like there's some ladies on this team that definitely deserve some naps. Okay, there's some long
Exactly.
overdue naps that need to be taking place.
Mhm.
But that's the
It-
thing, right? So
Yeah.
when it all happened and
Mhm.
we learned about the dream factor, he'd seen this corridor in a dream a month before. That was when he woke up with his flu-like symptoms that had been carrying on until the live stream last night. It all sort of came to a climax about
Mm.
okay, I'll explain. Okay, let me do a recap of what happened. In fact, should we just let Big Homie explain it? Should we just lazy content this? Hang on a second. Shall we? I think we should. Right. So here we go. All right. Let's
Mhm.
get to the start.
And just everyone be ready to start questioning your own reality. Just saying right now.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. So basically, cut a long story short, I got a message, a warning, a feeling, and picked up on something that was happening to Big Homie, got Bev involved, and then what you're about to hear is Big Homie's side of what happened. So, impenetrable force, but for that period of time, you may as well be.
Nevertheless, there are other forces and other good energies and realms that exist.
Okay, I think this is.
I'm not going to say it inside of there because some people inside of the church can only think one way. Their alien DNA, pretty crazy experience.
Heat that to get Beverly, right? Went on the stream. Okay, so I think it must have been 2 minutes in a start. So I'm going to put it back to here. Apologies. Before we get into that, right? But not to mention anything about last night.
And my homies always.
Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to find the start of this. Just bear with me, okay?
We lost
bear with me.
a lot of people in December.
So this is a crucial part. So this is Big Homie explaining what's happened in December to make his energy so low, his defenses to be down, and I mean that in a metaphor, like a spiritual realm way. His mojo, his mana, whatever you want to describe it as, why it was low and why it was so susceptible to what happened.
Their birthdays were in December. So, I've really been grieving a lot. I've been going through like a period of mourning. And, I ended up in a recording studio, making a tribute song, just, to some of our fallen comrades. My most recent Cam Capone interview, I told people, don't try to tell me how to operate because, my homies, my friends died over this. So, December 13th, as a close homie of ours, his name's Real. His birthday was December 13th. Unfortunately, he passed away. He was shot and murdered. And to this day, we can't really track down who did it. The city of Chicago paid his mother like $25,000 because he was pretty much assassinated on Chicago streets, and they can't track down who the person was. And we know what we signed up for. We know that there's always going to be threats, that some we can mitigate, some we can't mitigate. And his birthday was on the 13th, so we've been mourning him. We've been paying tribute to him, and there's a gentleman who we would consider like a spiritual advisor. He told us, if you ever want to speak to your fallen, you need to do so at 2 a.m. According to him, 2 a.m. is dead time, where spirits are most active. So, we listen to that. And at 2 a.m., I get like this weird pressure in my forehead. And then I get this weird nosebleed. Now,
okay, so this is Big Homie going on to explain what happened the night of this whole incident. Please give us a like. Please give us a share. Actually, it's funny. I always thought it was 3 a.m., but it may be faith specific, if that makes sense. Maybe like all the Christian spirits like getting an hour early. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to queue. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like the Germans when you're on holiday with the sun loungers at like 3 o'clock in the morning. They're like snipers, just straight in there. It could be that. I don't know. But 3 a.m.'s always been the one that's been in my one. The clocks went back. Okay, so maybe it's the true 3 a.m. and not daylight saving time 3 a.m. That is also a really, really, it could be that. Could be that. Could be that. But this is what you're about to hear now is Big Homie explain from his side what happened, right? And also, I just want to keep in mind, right? Out of all the people on YouTube that would ever sit on a live stream and talk a lot of crap for clout or clicks or anything like that, Big Homie ain't that guy. Okay? He ain't that guy. All right? And yeah, so let's hear what
Big Homie has a lot of respect to like from everyone. Even people who are divided love Big Homie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait 1 second. A second. 1 second. All right. Here we go.
Remember, Ron, I was sniffling and blowing my nose the entire time.
One second.
You still hear me?
You're back. Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Okay. Now, remember, I was sniffling and blowing my nose for like...
You actually said in our solo interview that you had like flu-like symptoms for a while.
Bro, 27 days.
Yeah.
And up until yesterday, I had them, and now today, like everything's just clear. Like that
27's an interesting number as well to just throw out there.
that's great. That right there,
Dude,
like,
that's weird, man.
that is weird. Like literally nothing. Like I'm just.
I mean, it's not weird. We know what it is, but at this point in the story, because no one else knows it, that's weird. I agree, Ron. That was a true statement, Ron.
Yeah. So this is a big moment for me because like now I can really verify. Like, look, there are aspects and elements that take place in our society that are indeed real. And it's not just a fairy tale. And I'm going to be speaking out about this a lot and spreading awareness simply because the nosebleed happens. And I'm like, okay, it's a lot of blood right here. I don't really understand where it's coming from. Okay, so then I got a driver. Her name is Diana. Diana, her and I became cool because she had an ex who molested her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She got arrested for putting a weapon to his head. She gets out. She calls us, and this guy fled to Mexico because there was certain pressure being applied to his existence. So he decided that he was gonna flee. So Diana always prays over me whenever she sees me. So she sees my nose bleeding and she's like, oh no, I'm gonna get you to the hospital. She gets me to the hospital. Well, before that, I go to the 7-Eleven. I start feeling a little weird. I get back into the vehicle, seizure. I go black. I wake up, I go black. And it's like I was in a long hallway. But it was just a black, empty, long hallway, like with a very dim light in the distance. And it was crazy because it's like, man, where am I? Like, what's going on? Like, am I asleep? Then I hear a voice, like in the distance. And I felt like this sensation in my toes, into my fingertips, like to the top of my head, like electricity. And like someone was saying my name in a long hallway, and boom, then I was back. And I see my mom looking at me, and she's like, what's happening? Like, son, what just happened? What's going on? And I said, we need to get out of here. So then I finally get back to my phone and I'm texting Ron. And Ron is not 100% certain that he's even talking to me. He's not 100% certain that he even spoke to my mom. He's going through proof of life protocol. And so I'm like, okay, but I was looking so rough. I was looking so rough. And I'm like, okay, GPS says 8 minutes away from the house. He says, don't text and drive. I'm like, this guy, I love this guy. So my mom she says, son, I'm gonna drive. So there was a critical moment where Ron says, Bev sees a hand over your face. And Ron was thinking like, man, maybe I'm being held captive. But the thing was, I had a hot towel over my eye, and I'm holding this on my face. So for Bev to see that was just like the most amazing thing ever. Like that right there was like, you know what? I'm going to tell everybody who will listen that they need to tap in. Because I'm like, what could be accomplished if all of the great, brilliant minds and empaths across the world were to assemble? And I think about this often because people reach out to me and say, you have made a change in the world. The fact that a lot of people didn't know that you existed, now that they know, there are a lot of people who are gaining strength and power and they want to come forward now. And like, you know, every day I get 5 or 6 calls on Instagram from different people, and they all, they'll say a prayer or a protection over me and just hang up the phone. So, you know, this is a dive that is being taken, and I'm happy about it. Because yesterday, I learned that I really have been under a spiritual attack. Like the energies, the energies are real. Like there's things taking place that are really above my pay grade because.
Okay, so just to sort of recap what Big Homie said, he was going through this deep period of mourning. For the past 27 days, roughly, he'd been having these flu-type symptoms ever since he had a dream about being in a dark corridor that seemingly never ended. He then recognized this corridor from his dream when he was in hospital, and he felt like he was being drawn deeper into this dark place until he heard a voice. And as he described it in his message when he woke up, he said, it was like I felt a jolt of electricity from my toes right the way through my body, and then bam, I was back, right? So that's what happened to Big Homie. That's his side of it all. And next we kind of go into my explanations. Rather than watching that, we'll just talk about it. And after basically what had happened was somebody in the side chat said, is Big Homie okay? So I looked over at WhatsApp and I checked when it was that I last text with him. And it was about 3 hours ago. So I was like, yeah, everything's fine, everything's great. And as the words left my mouth, I'm looking at the WhatsApp and it starts typing. And it says, had a seizure in a bad way. This is Big Homie's mum, by the way, or something like this. And I'm like, that is the most Netflix series, like cartel kidnapping text message I've ever seen in my life. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. He's just had a wee seizure. And it says, Mum, don't you worry. So I'm like, nah, I need to call you right now. So I did that, and we spoke for a while. She's a very, 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 very nice lady. And then as soon as I got off the phone, I phoned Jaguar, and I was like, I need you to start calling Big Homie's phone. I need you to start calling Big Homie's phone and just like act like you're just trying to talk to him. And then if you get through, tell me who answered, if it was a man or blah, blah, blah. So I come back and I sit at the computer and I'm like, I need to tell Bev this, right? And as I'm sitting there, I get this rush down the right side of my body. And I mean, the rush was like a heat wave, and how anxiety feels in your stomach without any of the feeling of anxiety. And the heat, it was almost like every time I thought about something that wasn't Big Homie, it would increase to draw me back to thinking about Big Homie. So that's when I was like, okay, I've got to act on this. Went and told Bev, pulled her off the live stream, and she started trying to locate Homie. And she couldn't. And the way she described it was, it's like, he's going, we're losing him. We need to go now. We need to go now. And I'm like, okay. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm very much along for the ride here. And so I then drew a card. Oh, no, that's a lie. Before I got the rush, and then I drew a card. And the card I drew was grief. And I looked up what it meant. And when you think the cartels have kidnapped your mate, and the first sentence from the book is this: they have funerals and gather solemnly around their fallen friends. That's all I read. And I went straight on and pulled Bev off, right? So, but isn't it interesting that the grief card is exactly what Big Homie said he was feeling? Do you see what I mean? So I believe the grief card represented how he actually felt, but the message inside was the warning to me. So I went and got Bev. She was like, I can't see him. We're losing him. Da, da, da. She then goes in to do her thing. She's like, I can see a hand over his face, but he's sinking. And I said to her, well, could that be if they've given him medication and maybe it's a nurse? And she's like, it could be. And I was like, well, could it also be that he's in a warehouse tied to a chair and this is some crazy cartel? She's like, could be. So I then get a phone call a few seconds later from Bev. She's doing her thing. I just forward all my energy to Bev. And then that was when Big Homie felt the voice and he started to get pulled back, because I came back through here and sat down, and almost in synchronicity, I had Big Homie and Bev messaging me saying, Bev said, I've got him. And then Big Homie Big Homie's mum messaged saying, that's him sitting up and talking now. And then Big Homie just went on to this like mind blown evening. And it was just crazy because that has never happened. And I learned the night before that when it comes to magic, it's all about acting. It's not about hesitating. You can't hesitate because hesitation is where doubt creeps in. And once doubt creeps in, that initial impulse, feeling, visual starts to drift away and you start focusing on the wrong thing. You ever like guessed something but changed your answer right before you've answered and it turns out what you originally thought was the right answer? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mental.
What did Bev do?
Okay, so let's go to the next part of this story. This is me, blah blah blah, and then we come in with Bev.
Yo, with
What
you
she does.
commenting next
And
to us, it's
after
so much
getting
more
that read aloud-
helpful.
Oh, okay. Yeah, ask any questions you want.
Because sincerely, I was like I'm telling you, I'm like, I need to watch it the third time. I was watching it this morning. I was just like, I try to understand.
Ron,
Wow, it's so
magic is not the
helpful.
way of Jesus. My way is certainly not the way of Jesus, my G. That is why. But I respect your views. I respect your faith, all that stuff. But Jesus had nothing to do with last night. So where was he in a big homie's hour of need? Ask yourself that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So anyway, the whole process was kind of mind blowing. It sort of solidified a lot of things, and let's just continue with this. Oh, but yeah, any questions, Maggie? Anything you want me to elaborate on? Anything that you want to push back against because you're like, this is a craziness? Let us know.
No. I don't want to push back. I'm just extremely fascinated by everything that's happening because I remember in his previous interview that he kept on talking about the fact that he had that flu symptom.
Yeah.
And me, I'm just like, who was doing that to him? It just seemed really weird because Big Homie is extremely strong spiritually. And now I was not understanding what I was seeing when I was looking at it. So now I'm just like, oh my God, it makes so much more sense.
I just want to say 100% could believe that Jesus could work through people. 100%, just so you know. So I'm just pushing back against Ron because he's criticizing my path by telling my beliefs are not the way, right? So I'm pushing back against him and saying, where was your prophet last night? But for all of those who I'm having respectful conversation with, 100% I could believe. I'll let this one in. Jesus works through us all. I believe you believe that, and I respect your beliefs. How about that? Yeah.
Like Jaguar said yesterday on her live, religion is what divide men. But at the end of the day, there is like a spiritual force around us, and we can all acknowledge it. But there are people who are closer to that spiritual force.
Oh yeah,
so that's what I believe.
I totally respect if there's people who are watching this who apply all of this to their own religion and they're like,
exactly,
Jesus is working through, or Muhammad is whatever all the deities are. I don't know. Like,
exactly.
What's the Jewish deity? What's going on there? You don't really hear much about them. That like they're God. Do you know what I'm saying? Like what's going on there?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. But all I can say is that this was spiritual. That was a spiritual event that we cannot understand. It doesn't matter who you believe in. Just know that the spirit that you believe in is working through those people.
Yeah, 100%. I'm more than happy for you to apply all of your own. Oh, yep.
Exactly.
You know, I believe in it, but I believe in it because I think it's this. Do you know what I mean? I don't care if you think we're all in the Matrix and there's like an intergalactic 9-year-old controlling the Ron character. Okay. Okay. Jews are believers of God. Okay, so it's like the same God, like the God that's in the Christian Bible as well. I'm not taking the piss. I genuinely do not know.
I think so. Yes. Yeah. Like it's just that they have different interpretation or don't agree on certain things. I think a Jew don't believe that Jesus was the Son of God.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, and again, I hope I'm not offending anybody. I'm just an idiot, and because I didn't want to, I felt like I was excluding you when I was talking about Muhammad and Jesus, and then I was like, oh God, who represents the other team? So yeah. Anyway, I'm just an idiot. So anyway, let's continue and we'll see what Bev
Start. I like I say, I hand it over to Bev, and
up until what I'd like to do now is just sort of go through with Bev what happened next, and she can tell us from when she came in, and then we'll go from the next section. But Bev, yeah, so I pulled you off the live stream. You've started getting concerned because you couldn't just automatically zone in. So go from there, because I've never seen you with not a panic face, not a worried face, but anything.
The working face, which is why
baby's still cooking. Baby is still cooking and shows zero sign of any interest of doing anything but cooking. Went to the doctors the other day. Got the doctors did what the doctors do to find out if things are happening. Nothing's happening. Okay. Nova is like, see your Christmas.
Dan. Dan, no.
I swear, I will feel so sorry for my lovely, lovely lady if on Christmas Day I can't hand her the fattest cocktail known to man. Okay, this woman deserves to sit and have a drink and eat all of the things that she's not been able to eat and just enjoy her day, because she has gotten her ass whipped by this pregnancy. Every single thing that's like a trimester thing that could happen that's negative, every single one, none of the positive stuff. It has been brutal. So I cannot wait. I'm at that stage now where I feel like if I could phone the police and say that my unborn child is abusing my fiance by refusing to be born and get her charged with some sort of fetus crime, I would do it, right? Because like it's just too much now. It's too much, mate.
I just had an image of Dan like giving birth, and then the police arriving and saying to Nova, "You are under arrest."
Oh no, it's a little cage that goes around the bump. They just put the whole bump in jail. I'm telling you, man.
Oh my God.
Right. Fetal crime department, that needs to be a thing, because these little unborn little scallywags are doing a madness, and they're like, oh, I'm going to move my toe, so now all of your ribs are going to throb for the rest of the evening. Oh, look, I've moved my head. Now your entire back is going into like rheumatic nerve shocks. Barry. Oh, and by the way, now you know your favorite thing, cheese. It now tastes like complete cardboard every time you eat it. Brutal.
Oh my God. I just saw Annette say, my mom and me, we were born 1 month late. We cannot do this to Dan. Okay. Nova, listen to us.
No, there ain't no 1 month late in this world. Okay, that's why cesareans are invented. Okay. Luckily in Scotland now, mums can go, I've had enough. The date is Tuesday next week and it's happening. So poor Dan, honest to God. Like, okay, yeah. So an update for that thing you sent me, Maggie, which we're not going to talk about. So the response from the person that you were concerned about hearing that is, yeah, F that dude. I effing hate that dude.
Okay. Because I don't like the fact that he's trying to shame also as you go to white platform, go to black, you know what I mean? I was like, oh my God, why is this turning into this? Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So I'll explain to you as well. It's so good from if they're using what I think they're using, it is so already they're like 6 years past the date of when it was, cleared and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're talking about a James English and using it as a like gotcha.
Yes. Yeah. Which is interesting when you consider the real story. Anyway, I'll explain it to you so you've got sound bites for when you need to talk about it. But we don't talk about
exactly.
it
here. Yeah, I will talk about it myself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we can talk about it, but it's not here because we're on the mothership. Okay, so let's go back to Beverly. And you've had a baby update. Fetal crime department. If somebody can get that set up, if someone can talk to Parliament or whatever, I think mothers have gone through enough. So if life exists, however many weeks, they are governed by the same laws as us. Okay, fetuses, 2025. Justice for pregnant ladies. All right, let's go.
Drew said, working face coming.
No, not the working face. Before all that happened, just as you came off the podcast. Oh, Agent Orange, do you know, I'm so sorry. I see you asking this every week, and every week I save it. And then for some reason, it never gets asked. Okay, I'm so sorry. But we have got a whole month of cryptid content coming in January. Like, my dream for January is to talk about cryptids, learn more about magic, catch up on Diddy, and just eat cold cut sandwiches until I die. Okay? Like, I just want to eat so much stuffing and turkey and sausage and parsnip sandwiches that it becomes a crime. Okay? So yeah, anyway, let's carry on. Okay, what are we doing this time? Oh, that did not answer your question either, Agent Orange. So yeah, Bigfoot stuff's coming, is basically what I'm saying. It's all coming. In your regular Beverly-ness essence, you just, for a split second, the calm and serene face changed. Like, I seen the urgency and it was like, oh no. So at that moment, take us through your end.
So at that time, I'd already, by the time you saw the worried face, I'd already gone in 3 times to Homie to go and see if I could get there's some sort of an energy out of him. And that's when I saw the hand, but then I also saw him sliding. And then I realized, yeah, he's down that tunnel. He's down the tunnel. And that's when I said to you, I've got to pull him out. I've got to pull him out. I know where he is. I've got to pull him out. And that's when I then went and co-located and grabbed him and then shouted like hell. Really the strongest I've ever done. And said, come back here. Now, come back here right now, this minute. Yeah. And really gave him what for. And I think that was part of that. And I could see that he was sort of half and half. And I said,
if that is something you actually eat, I need you to leave my side chat right now until you've thought about your life, Susan. Okay? Cucumber, cheese, and honey. Susan! Who's Susan? Like, is this part of some weird story where, like, you were kept in a basement and all you got to eat was cucumber, cheese, and honey, and now you've got a taste for it, and it's been afflicted upon you? I need to know more, Susan. Okay? Is it a fancy honey? Is it a cheese that is spicy and the sweet offsets the honey? Like, take me on the journey. I know it can't just be cucumber, cheddar, honey. Okay? Susan, I want a follow-up. Okay? We're not leaving until Susan has explained this, because I know there's going to be more to this. But now I think about it, like a real spicy, like that Mexican spicy cheese with a little bit of honey. No. But the cucumber is going to cut through the spice. I'm trying to help her out. Okay, she may have just. I
accept that only if she's saying, "Oh, it was a craving when I was pregnant."
If it is, oh my God, this poor woman's opening up about her pregnancy. Okay, Susan, I was a young teen and I hiked. Wait, what?
What does that have to do with honey and cucumber?
I don't know. Best sandwich in my life after. Oh wait, hang on. Is this the same Susan? Are we picking on a different? Are we picking on the wrong Susan?
No. It's the same Susan. It's Susan Rolfe.
Okay, so the story is cucumber, cheese, and honey, right? And then the next part of it is down here, where she says, "Best sandwich of my life after hiking the chef." Is that a metaphor? Did you hike the chef and then he prepared you a sandwich? You know what I'm saying? What is happening? And then there's a bit more down here. Hang on, Susan. I was a young teen and hiked the Stawamus. That says chef, right? I'm not misreading it. That says chef.
No, it's Stawamus chef. Oh, it is a mountain in Canada.
Honestly, it would be so much easier if I could just read. If I could just read words properly, life would be better. In tight jeans in 1980s. Okay, there's so many random bits of information in this story that just make me more intrigued. Okay. Also, as well, the parsnips go on with the meat. It's not just a freaking. No one's just raw dogging parsnip sandwiches. They're honey roasted parsnips. Okay, you give them a little mash. and you put them across the top of the meat. Okay. Oh man. Anyway, let's get back to this. I don't know why we've invested a lot of time in sandwiches. Let's go back.
No, this is not happening. Not happening. We're gonna start pulling him back. And he turned around and he looked at me as if to say, "Who's this cheeky one? Why is she doing? Why is she shouting at me like this? For goodness sake!" And and I said, "Right, come on, let's go. And that's when that white light came, and then I pushed him. I pushed him straight back into his body, and that's what happened at the time. And that's when I said we're going to have to close up, get him back, move him out, and then get him to somewhere that's safe so that they can't get to him.
Well, if you think that's it all, it doesn't end there.
No.
So what Bev just told you there was a part, let's say two-thirds of the way through Bev's story, where she phoned me and she's doing what she's doing, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like, third eye, fire the third eye energy. Don't go panic mode. So then I went back to the computer, and Bev and Big. Okay, so yeah, I've explained this part. This is about the warm homie kind of stuff. I swear to God, simultaneously, Bev said, "I've got him," and Big Homie's mum said, "He's just set up and he's talking." And then the next message was Bev saying something that was almost what the next thing was being said. And then it just went like this. And I'm sitting there, right? And you've got to understand, I'm really good at keeping my cool and processing everything, right? But I was fanboying out during the red alert, right? So they're typing all of this. Okay, so the way that I interpret what happened to Big Homie, demonic is a very loose, I wouldn't say demonic. I would say there was an attack, okay? Like a bullet's still a bullet, right? Do you know what I mean? If it hits you, you can call it, you know, a demonic bullet or whatever you want, but it's still a bullet. So the attack was a negative attack. It was a negative energy. It was 100%, in my humble opinion. This started off when he had his dream. That's when it was planted, and they were waiting for him to tick through the clock until he was at his peak of vulnerability. You got to understand, if you imagine everything in this world has balance, right? So if you're an unstoppable force like Big Homie, what is the balance for that? Well, that would mean that you're bulletproof for 11 months of the 12. And then for that December month, it's like your armor falls off and Big Homie becomes like a fish out of water. That's how vulnerable he can be on those planes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
who do we think did that to him?
Don't know.
Because she saw the hand on him. Like, this is an extremely personal attack. Like someone is trying to get to him.
You got to understand, Big Homie is the real deal. Like, all of his stories are real. The things that he says he sees are real. And he has said a lot of things about people that look a bit vampire-y. He said a lot of things about Abramovic. He's spoken about Beyonce. He's subsequently allegedly been poisoned 3 times and had pneumonia. It's interesting, though, that in his alien DNA, one of the species came back as being completely the core title of one of the DNA effects was resilience to poison.
Dear Lord.
Like, and you got to understand, like, Azria was just sent this information and asked to do the DNA on it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
she has so much work. Jesus, she's a treasure. Poor woman.
Yeah, and the symbols as well. The people that run those parties. There's a lot of people who may want to take a pop, who know that doing it on a physical realm, on the realm that we all know, has proved to be very difficult for people when it comes to Big Homie. So putting him in a state where he's knocked out, lying down, are you saying that it's not beyond the realm of reason that somebody can be paid off or come in to visit Big Homie in a hotel in a hospital, or somebody sneaks in with a white coat and walks in with something in a syringe, and then
Exactly.
off he drifts into the nether realm, metaphorically speaking and allegedly.
But the
Do you see what I
person
mean?
that Beverly was fighting to save Big Homie, that is a powerful person.
Mm.
Did
Oh,
Bev-
powerful person. She can remote view through time.
yeah, but the person that she was going against,
Mhm.
who could it be? That is, did Beverly ever had any type of contact with Marina
I can't remember the answer to that. It is coming up in the next part of the documentary that I'm editing later today when I interview Bev, but I can't remember what I can and can't say about a couple of things. But I will say this. I know for 100% fact that there's people that we talk about on this podcast and that you talk about and that we all talk about who are paying close attention to everything that's going on and what is being said. And you can believe me or not, but trust me, on a
I believe
spiritual
you.
level, we have popped up
Yeah.
on radars. We have popped up on
Yeah.
radars. And
Because I'm like, for Beverly to actually need your energy that desperately and without it not being able to pull out Big Homie, that is not someone to mess up with, like the person that did that to him.
so let's see. I understand where you're coming from, right?
Yeah.
Because so imagine your view of that person was a safe, and you're buying a safe for your office. You know what I mean by a safe, right? So
Yeah,
your
yeah.
interpretation of Marina as a safe. So you're seeing this robust, badass safe. It took Beverly 4 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes to crack that case, that safe, get in there and get away with whatever it was you wanted to use or to use to destroy, because it
Mhm.
all happened real fast. And
But Beverly is super strong. I don't think that normally it would even take her 3 to 4 minutes.
oh, 100%. Exactly. So from
It's-
that point of view, yeah, okay, I get you.
You understand me?
yeah.
Because I'm just like, that was like Beverly is extremely strong.
Yeah.
So for
Oh.
her to try and and then have to do other tries, that for me means something.
Yeah.
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 Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, run yum yum.
Oh, yum yum.
That was so funny.
I want to see little yum yum appear
Yeah.
anywhere in anything. If we can get little yum yum out there, that's the one, man. Let's start a fictitious rap career, right? For the long-haired white Scottishman who's going to have a breakout career called Lil Yum Yum. Nailed it.
I just imagine a remix, Big Homie and Yum Yum Yum.
Yep. Yep. So the next thing that sort of got that went on that was a bit wild, and hang on a second, let me see if I can find it. But Azria is the one who does all of the DNA and looks in through the unifier and gets all this information. And for me, the learning curve, just finding out what the process is. Ronald. The proof is in the reality, my man. Okay. Behind the scenes, Beverly, Big Homie, myself, and a few others work on certain things. And Beverly and Big Homie, I'm quoting Big Homie here, Beverly helped him locate a transported woman, right? And Beverly located this woman by using her grid method, all right, and narrowing down where this individual was. And this location had 3 or 4 windmills in the whole town or the whole place, right? And one of them had a very specific design to it, and that's what Beverly had seen. And wouldn't you know it, that just so happened to be exactly the place where this woman was. And got it sorted, mate. So Big Homie has got data, like paperwork data, like actual show you're working, Beverly, show you're working, right? And she did, and it's incredible. I'm looking for a spiritual whipping. Listen, I'm ready, man. I'm ready. But yeah, be on your own head. Alan deals with all that for me. Now the craziest thing is when I heard about Big Homie getting on a plane, we wanted to make sure he was protected there as well. Beverly and Azria and all of her team, they done their part. And really all I could do was send Alan, Ron M, that is my G. I take it back, Brent. Big shout out to Brent. Now, Ron M's cool, man. Ron M's allowed to have his beliefs. Ron M's all right. And also as well, we don't want to be stuck in an echo chamber. We don't want people that are just yes men. It's good to have people that push against and make us all question even the things that we believe. So
Baker, please go away.
yeah, no, sadly, Baker, you are very grossly misinformed. Grossly misinformed. So now the sending Alan, right? Big Homie goes on to talk about when he was in the airport, he felt like somebody was behind him, somebody was watching him. He couldn't shake this feeling that there was something looming over him. And he said, you know, he took his hoodie down and he was standing with his back to the wall on his phone because he felt this presence. And that was me sending my Alan to look after him. And it's amazing when people have experiences that it's when you do something and then that has an effect on someone and they come back and they tell you about it before they know about it. It just I'm still on a journey of learning what all of this is, what I can do, what any of it is. And it's exciting, you know, it's so exciting. It really, really is. Now,
You're not scared at all?
No. Oh no, this, you gotta understand, all of this stuff has been going on around me for now. It all just makes sense. Alan's my my dark companion, shall we say. I have a very light companion and a very dark companion, and that's what creates the balance, and that is what life is balance. Okay. It's the fish swimming and then the bear consuming the fish. It is the circle of life. Okay. And in me is the fish and in me is the bear. And that is the balance. Because listen, sometimes you need people who are so pure of light and so good that if they had to do the things that are necessary in warfare or battles on a daily basis, they would be traumatized and wouldn't be able to be the person they were. But it takes somebody who can tap into things to allow them to lay down retribution and then sleep like a baby, right? I mean, like, while it's all happening, like literally making like an Amazon wish list in your head, like all of this stuff. You ain't hearing no screaming. You are just cracking on. Like, okay, right, so I need to pick up the kids. I've got to do this. I've got to then do this for the missus. Be quiet. Quiet you. Do you know what I mean? And it's very important that that balance is there. But the difference between evil and good is the control to... It's like the never attack first principle. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't always work. People that want to always be on the defensive, it doesn't always work. Sometimes you need to be the brick through the windshield. And you got to have that balance because, but it's the control over that is absolutely paramount. I mean, when I talk about balance, it is pure balance. I often talk about, please don't send me your prayers, because you're asking your deity to then send me things. And most of them are a very light, beautiful place. And that off balances stuff. I don't need that. Just send me your positive vibes. Send me your vibes, not your God's vibes, and I very much appreciate it. But it's mad, and I wish, like I say.
So Alan is the dark, and what is the light?
Well, I like to think Bria is the light, which is my daughter that passed over. I like to think that's who is represented there, because she is just as prominent as Alan. Like, do you know what I mean? I mean, I can play you a video of Alan that was captured on a ring cam of Alan growling and stomping about Dan's mum's house if you want.
If you're comfortable, of course.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you got to listen really well because I've not boosted the audio on this. But you'll hear, so this is a ring cam coming on, and then you'll hear like some movement, and then it's a very deep, and then a big thud, and that is legitimately Alan. So tell me if you can hear this. So around about here, you can hear him growling. And he thumps. So yeah, that's just Alan mulling about. And you know, it's weird. That happened the night that we were talking about Michelle Lamy, and Dan was at her mum's, and Alan felt the need to go and apparently make his presence be known there for whatever reason. Yeah, I will amplify the sound and make a better copy, if you will. So
I got really scared.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I got scared. Like I could feel the animal instinct.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. But like I say, I didn't figure that out. I didn't know what that was when it happened, and I always knew that there was something going on around me. And it was when Beverly and I first met, and she went into my head and was told that she was shooed away by the big black thing that stands behind me. And since then, I've got a much better understanding, a much better connection, and it feels very nice. And when I sent Alan to watch over Big Homie, it felt the whole left side of my body felt very odd, right? It was odd. And then I felt better the next day. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, listen. Can I control him? I am in perfect control. The balance is refined to a precise point. So there's moments where I can feel both sides of myself trying to overtake the other side. All right. So, for example, when somebody does something that puts you into a state of rage, okay, and it might be something that's been done that's really tiny, but because you've had a bad day, you blow up, right? There's certain people that if they were out of balance would lose control because they're giving in to one side of themselves. You see what I mean? Whereas they're both walking hand in hand. Like imagine me, light side on the right-hand side, Alan on the left-hand side, and we're just walking through life quite happy because everyone's included.
Depending on the situation, then Alan push you back and then does what he needs.
No one does anything now without without me allowing it. Simply because getting too overwhelmed in either one of those sides for me is not a good feeling. I don't think he can't control me. Nah. It's very much
balance.
It feels very symbiotic between the three, if I'm being honest. But
do you feel that you're a mix of Bria and Alan?
I feel like I am if you take all of the good things and all of the bad things about a person, right?
Yeah.
I don't mean crimes or things like that. I mean selfishness, rage, arrogance, you know, against love, empathy. Imagine it like that.
Yeah.
You have to have balance of it all. So there is very good scenarios in life where being an absolute a-hole is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Debating people, calling people out, you know, doing journalism allows me to feed certain sides of the negative human, you know, existence. And there's nothing more than I love than knowing I'm about to make someone fall on their own sword. Like, mwah, mwah, mwah. It's glorious. It's glorious. But when it comes to the real scary stuff, right? When it comes to, you know, the punchy punchies and the violenty,
yeah,
I have unleashed Alan a couple of times without realizing that's what was happening. And every time it's happened, the person has deserved it, and I've slept like a baby. Like if what is happening to you is happening to you, and it's me that's making it happen to you, you have done something really bad. Like really, really, really bad. Because I have no interest in. I don't even have any interest in fighting. If I'm in a pub and someone spills something on me, or somebody's been verbally abusive, like I'm just going to take myself away from that. Because if I get into a situation where I feel like I have to fight for my life effectively, then neither of us want that. All right, mystery guy in the pub. You don't want that. I don't want that. Let's just, yeah, I'm this mate. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah, brilliant. I'm out of there. Nah, man.
Yeah.
There's too many tests that people try and suck you into to test morality and your balance and all of this. And it's just not for me. Like, I am so content, right? I'm just so content. Like, I really, really have got my new baby coming. I've got a beautiful fiance. I miss my dog a lot. I'm not going to lie. I've got a great family. I've got a great community. Got a great boss. Got a great job. And Lord help anyone who trieth to weeth withineth thy cornflakes. Okay? Because I'm telling you now, you know, don't ever think you can pee in my face and tell me it's raining. All right? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
I
anyway,
agree with you.
And the best thing is as well, with Bev and Azria, this is just like making a cup of tea to them. Oh, I just pushed him back into his body. Oh, did you, Bev? All right. Yeah.
Let's go take some tea.
All right, yes. I just pushed him back into his body with my Jedi powers. And they're so desensitized that, like, I'm just sitting there like,
it's like the picture is perfect where you did the screen. It's like she's just like, Azria, and you.
Me and Big Homie both having like a slight emotional breakdown. Like, it's too funny. It's too funny because when I was doing Big Homie's DNA, like I was reading it out for the first part, and I kept freaking out. Like it was like, oh no, here we go again. It's Kaza Bear and my DNA's all over again. Where you're reading a sentence and you're just, my energy goes bonkers, right? Beverly calls it popcorn energy. I can imagine that. And it's just incredible. It really, really is.
I love what Ekaterina said. Like, just another day at the office. I saved someone, removed some evil.
Yes. Right. And then she just swivels in her chair back to what she was doing 2 minutes ago. Do you know what? It's too good, man. She's freaking fascinating, man. Like, she's so fascinating, and the way that she carries herself with it all is the most fascinating thing. Because there's no showmanship, there's no flaring anything up, there's nothing. It's just like, and it's done.
Look at her. She looks perfect. Her hair is like, she's like an old painting, and she's like, I am fighting evil.
She's definitely not an old painting. Beautiful painting. Just go with beautiful painting. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Just take any concept of time out of there. Okay. That's what I've learned as a man. All right, you don't ever if you can avoid throwing any age references in at all when you're describing a lady or obviously an adult. Don't get weird with it.
She's gorgeous. Like I said,
Right,
she looks like a old
you just did it again.
movie star.
You just did it again. She looks like a movie star.
Oh, when I say that, it's because I think about something classic. Shut up.
Yeah, I'm being the ageist police. I'm being
exactly.
I'm the ageist police. Woo, woo! It's the ageist police. I'm here.
I see her as a Scarlett O'Hara and not much as a, let's say, Scarlett Johansson.
Man. I'm busting your chops. I'm just busting your chops, man.
She looks gorgeous.
No, she'll freaking listen. Bev can. She's too. No, listen, Bev, we love you. All right, we love you. I never said it. Okay, so anyway, you're saying she looked like a classic painting.
Painting, exactly. Or like I said, like a movie star from the classic age, from the golden age of Hollywood.
Okay, that was poetically put. That was perfectly in tune.
Yes.
The ageism police can get sent back to the department that is about to install the fetal crime department needs to be installed as well, as we said before. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's
gorgeous.
Reason. Yeah, I like that one, Chantal. That's a great idea. To be honest, January is going to be the time for all of this stuff because Ron is so close to Christmas. Oh my God, I had my cooker installed today. It's amazing.
What?
My new cooker got installed today, and it is.
What is a cooker?
A cooker, like what you cook on.
Oh, cooker.
Oh, a stove.
Thank you. I was just like, a cuckoo? What is a cuckoo?
Yeah, it's too good, man. It's too good. So yeah, and man, it is so good. I'm so excited to cook Christmas dinner, and I get to cook a second Christmas dinner in January. I can't wait. That's for like 14 people. I'm so ready for it. Like I love feeding. Yep, 100%, Carol. 100%. Well spotted.
I just said coco, Carol. Come on, we're clearly all pretty funny.
We got this. Symbolism is kind of mega. Like I'll be honest with you on so many levels, but I'm just going through what else people have been saying. I think Beverly has control of my finger. I have to make a comment. I think Beverly has control of my finger. Too good. My birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday for tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Jasminique.
My ADHD is going through it tonight. So much. Yeah. I describe myself as old, but I think I'm referring to my soul. Also, that is the most adorable little Frenchie, just unconscious. That is, if I could achieve that level of relaxation, right, just for half an hour a week, if I could be an unconscious Frenchie living its best life, right, I'd be all right. Because then you would wake up and you get a wee head scratch, little treat, maybe have a little scran, back to sleep again. And yeah, too good.
Oh my God, real Lynn. I prefer the word seasoned versus old.
Seasoned. Oh no, I don't know. Seasoned and weathered. Nah, they're going on the no list as well.
Oh my God.
We're gonna go with classic. We're gonna go with classic is what we're gonna go with. Classic's a good one.
We're gonna go with classic.
Yeah, and vintage as well. That's going on the no list too. If it's jeans, sure. Yeah, god damn, we're digging a hole here. So, a big homie goes on to do his alien DNA. It was awesome. The whole night was awesome, and I just can't wait for more. Like I really, really, really cannot wait for more. And
I can't wait for Jaguar one.
Yeah, Jags is going to be on Friday, and I can't wait. Like. I'm just pulling up the lives just now. That's Jaguars, and then we've got Jaguar on Wednesday as well. So Friday we have Jaguar DNA with Azria, and then on Wednesday we have Jag pulling apart the Jane Doe scenario, and I imagine diving into everything that's going on with her, getting us caught up with the Jaguar lore since the last time she was here. And I can confirm for Ron's Sean Atwood Super Ultra Mega Christmas Extravaganza, Jaguar has confirmed she will be singing. Okay. And I'm just saying, I'm not confirming that it's a Christmas duet with me and Jag. I'm not saying that. But she's just gonna have to turn up and see. It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something.
When are you eating the peanuts?
That night.
Don't give some to Jaguar. Do not.
No, absolutely not. No. So we've got I think Hard Target's coming back as well. We've got a whole bunch of people that have been on the shows previously. We've got a couple of comedic acts. It's going to be a big variety show for Christmas. Okay, it's a feel-good thing, and then I want all of your money. That's the night where I want your money so that I can eat more peanuts and we can raise more money for a couple of community charities that we've got.
Oh my God, that's why you need cucumber.
No, it's butter. Okay, butter like neutralizes the burn. Okay, I've cracked the code for spicy food, and it might
You're
just
so
be
dead. You're so dead.
Just saying. When is this event taking place, Ron? I don't want to.
You want to see Ron die.
Yeah, I think honestly, and I hate to say this publicly, I think it's probably going to be Monday. I think it's going to be the 23rd. I think 23rd. But then what about the baby? Okay, look, we need to listen. Now that I think about it, I need to. I'll ask Dan. Okay, it might be. Yeah, it's probably going to be around about Monday. If not, then it's probably going to be Friday. But I want it to be Monday.
Oh God.
But if I'm going to, I've got a couple of people that I need to confirm that are coming, and then,
and then we can say goodbye to you.
God, Sheba, I swear to God, if it happens on Christmas Day, right? Okay, I'm blaming you. Okay, Sheba, I'm coming for you. I see you're a member as well, so your payment history will be somewhere on the Atwood accounts. Okay, I'll find you. No, I'm just kidding. I have no access to that. But all I'm saying is, if it does happen, Sheba, I'm telling you now, mate. I am telling you now. Also,
NT Lawyer has said that Jag is unreal. Listen, we can go and debate on my channel.
Yes, but listen, people are allowed opinions.
Exactly.
Okay? You're allowed to have an opinion. Okay, people are allowed to have an opinion, and you're allowed to go, I disagree with your opinion. Okay, when people start spitting out facts, so saying someone's unreliable is an opinion, saying somebody is that they're lying or they're falsifying or you're making those as statements or telling it as a fact, that is liable. Okay, so having an opinion is one thing, but making facts is another. So
I agree with you.
But I'm all right with NT. I've read the good and the bad, all about that individual, but he's always been a very nice individual with me. So yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look what you're saying.
I know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what else. I'm gonna go and put the oven on because I need to feed Dan because she is. She's just a poor. I feel so bad for her. I really, really do.
Yes, we need to put Nova in jail. Don't you remember?
Yes. If you didn't see the previous stream, right, I was saying to them that if there was an office of the police department where I could phone for like crimes that fetuses are actually committing, right? So, like, no woman should have a little tiny person inside her that if they so happen to move their elbow, it means they're now crippled for the next 24 hours. Like that's too that is an assault. Okay, so all I'm saying, right, is if life exists inside you and it's all they've got rights, well, then they are liable to the same rules and regulations of law that I am. Okay, and if I do something to somebody,
they are
liable. Okay, so it's the fetal crime department. Hello, can you put me through the fetal crime?
Fetal crime.
Yep, because it's fetuses. They're little fetus, right? You know what I'm saying? Yep. I'm telling you. Listen, I'm just saying, I'm just saying that woman has been through absolute hell. All right. And I'm telling you now, if there's some reason that baby is staying in for an extra month or anything like that, I don't know. I mean, I think I will brutally judge my child when she's born. I'll be like, do you know what you have put your mother through? You're really adorable and cute, but we are going to have a chat, young lady. Oh, I remember growing up, my dad told me this bedtime story where he just berated me about what I did to my mother every single night and tried to frame it as a fantasy fairy tale.
No.
Yeah. Listen,
What the hell?
Yeah.
Did you see what Kiki said? She said that she was in labor for a week.
Yeah. I've seen that. Listen, you know what that means. Okay. It means that some poor father to be was underprepared. That's like, I understand that it's horrible for the woman. All right. But what is rarely spoken about is what the dads go through. Okay. Which isn't very much.
Let's talk about the pain of men. Let's talk about it.
You've got to understand. You've got to understand. As the man, you've picked up the bag for the hospital. You've thrown it over your wee shoulder, right? You're ready to go. You get your wife there. And then all of a sudden, the doctor comes in and says, "Oh, it's probably going to be about another 12 hours." And you're like, no. And you hear it. You hear the word 12 hours. And you're like, is that a medical term? Because you can't be talking about time here, right? So then it suddenly sinks in. I have no phone charger. I have no tablet. What am I going to do for the next 12 hours? There's only so much rubbing of your back I can do, love. Rubbing your back for 12 hours ain't going to do nothing. Okay? There is a human coming out of you. This ain't doing nothing. Okay? So then you learn about the gas and air. Right? And then you realize I'm having a shot at that gas and air. So then the doctors leave and you're like on the gas and air, and then you have to sit down, and you sit down for a bit, and you're like, oh, she's having a good time. She's getting her back rubbed. She's on the gas and air. She's having a great time. She's got some ice chips. She's got those ice chips going on, right? So then you get past the first 4 hours keeping yourself entertained with the gas and air, cracking some jokes. Maybe there's one of those pregnancy balls, and you do a bunch of like stand-up bits with the pregnancy ball for your wife. Okay. And then time starts ticking on, and the grim reality of you ain't leaving here starts to sink in. Right? Like, you ain't leaving. Like, at no point can you be like, oh, honey, I'm just nipping down to McDonald's, and I'm definitely going to be as quick as I can. I'm definitely not going to walk like this. Like this. And I'm not going to order the most obtuse thing that takes 45 minutes for them to prepare at all. You can't do that. You can't. You just can't do it, right? So then the hunger kicks in. Now, guys, in the side chat, if you remember the trauma that is holding in your farts for an entire first date with a woman.
What the hell?
No. I'm just saying. Put one in the side chat if you know what I mean. The pain in your stomach. There's nothing you can do. You're trapped. You're trapped in a web of your own doing. The whole day is like closed circuits. You're holding that in. Okay, at no point can you break away. Okay, at no point. It's just not happening. Maybe you can make it to a bathroom, right? Maybe you can, but it's too high risk, man. That stuff lingers. Yeah, see, people know, man. People know. So you're sitting there. What was the point of the story? First date.
You're holding up a fart for entering the first date, and I guess it is to make a correlation with the 12-hour that you're waiting for the lady to push the baby.
Oh, right. So you're on hour 6, right? Okay. The time is ticking, and all of a sudden it's sinking in, man. You're sinking in. You're holding in these farts. You can't. You got to hold that in too. Then the hunger kicks in, and I'll tell you something else. Why are all the bathrooms in the hospitals that aren't in the little rooms? They're one door. It's like a cupboard. You open the cupboard and there's a toilet there, and then all you're doing is hearing people walk past. No. There's no letting out a not one. There's not. Plus, then you've got the echoey hallways and all of this, man. It ain't the look for you. So we're 8 hours in. I've still not eaten. You're still not let out a fart. Your missus is apparently you rubbing her back is the healing power of the gods. Apparently, okay. And it's starting to sink in. Like, when do I get to sleep? Like, when am I or a nap? Like, when am I napping? But then when am I
Never.
also like? And then you suddenly realize that for the first time in your life, you realize what a nicotine craving is. All of a sudden, you're looking at your missus. She's a giant lit cigarette, and she's just lying there as a giant lit cigarette. The doctor comes in. He's a lit cigarette. Everyone's a lit cigarette. And again, do you have any idea who makes the inside of a hospital, how you get from where you are to outside the hospital? It's the same people that make the walkways in IKEA with the little arrows. Okay, why make a straight line, Maggie? Why make a straight line when you can send people on a quest? Okay,
Yes.
quest. All right,
Choose your own adventure.
even if you weren't trying to just have a moment of like release from the, and the best part is throughout all of this, no one cares about you. At no point are any of your problems as the dad remotely on the list of things anyone could care about. You might have stubbed your toe. Okay, you might have had, you may have like accidentally delete a bunch of emails that you weren't meant to delete. Right? Maybe you accidentally talk about a topic on the Sean Atwood podcast, and all your stuff gets deleted. All right, you've had one of those days. Okay, you've had one of those days. Okay, but no one cares, man. No one cares, and I get it. But if we're 8 hours in to the 12 hours and nothing else is happening, she's okay. We know where she is. She's mid.
She's okay.
She's in mid pregnant. Well,
She's having contraction, man.
Listen. We get to the 12th hour, and then the doctor, and then they will listen. I'm not down. The guy, this is no joke. They'll come in, right, and they'll put on a glove and they'll do a wee test, and they will look you right in the effing eye, after those 12 hours and say, "Still no progress," and you're like, "Wait, what do you mean?" Still no progress.
She's not dilated enough. What do you want me to say?
We know that. I know all about the slowness of that. So then you're 36 hours in, your beard's grown in, you've got patches of gray. Or like for some reason, the t-shirt that fitted you 2 days ago is now 2 sizes too small for you. Somehow the progress and time just shrinks it. So yeah, there we go. But listen, we're rounding up.
This is the pain of being a man. I'm so sorry, boo boo.
Yeah, I don't know how we
Little yum yum.
That. I kind of went off on one there. I'm not gonna lie. I need to get that off my chest.
Yeah, I understand your pain, little yum yum.
Little yum yum. That's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a mad one.
Thank you. You have killed all of us because we are dead now.
Talking about Diddy and Jayz. Did you hear that Diddy and Jayz aren't friends? And it was all just a lie. Did you hear about that?
Oh yeah, no, they were not friends. Did you
They've
not
never
hear
been
Jayz?
Yeah.
Never.
No. Listen, never been friends. Okay, I don't know why these people are going around the internet saying that they've got a long history together. There's definitely no evidence I found if you Google it that would paint a picture these two have a history or are friends. Okay.
Exactly. They're just like distant. Like he saw him from the like Courtney saw Tupac. He saw.
Oh man, Tupac is my best friend. That moment, right, when Jag, like it registered in her head what he'd said, and she just went nuclear. I think that was one of the first times we'd ever met Jag. I think first or second time.
Yes.
And I've got Shane and Sean messaging me on WhatsApp going, "Mate, you need to diffuse this. What you need to diffuse it." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, whose name is on the channel here?" She's like, "I'm sorry." Like, so the worst thing is though, if that was like a war scenario, they're just nudging me out the door. Like if this is a war battle and they don't want to, they need something, and they're nudging me to the door. So anyway, yeah, it's always fun trying to trying to diffuse that sort of scenario because
Yes, of course. Like there is Courtney with the power of his glasses, and there is Jag with the power of Jag. I cannot imagine.
well, do you know what? Soon I am going to harness the power of Courtney's glasses because
Did
we've
you find them?
yeah, a wonderful lady whose name I've forgotten in the side chat found them. They're called Caviar or Caviar or something. Goliath 2 glasses. I'm
Wow.
so here for these, yo. Like,
Wow. Wow. Your
Too
power
good.
is just gonna be to the end now after
Yeah.
that.
yep. And I'm gonna start framing myself on camera where it's just from the bottom lip up. You can see me, right? But somehow the camera's still looking up at me, but I'm way down here.
Yes,
It's just too good. It's too good.
it's
Like,
gonna be a blast.
The moments that we've had throughout the Diddy madness that's taken place on this channel, the people we've met, the moments that have happened, the sort of out of control moments, it's just been amazing. And Maggie, you're a big part of that. All the co-hosts are a big part of that. Side chat and mods, you're also a big part of that. And
Yeah.
it's just been what a year. I mean, let's be honest. Let's just start whistling our own trumpet for a sec. You don't whistle a trumpet, but never mind. Let's pretend like I know what I'm talking about. Let's all whistle our trumpets. Okay.
Listen, let's whistle the tambourine. Let's go.
So we're 60K off a million. 60K off a million. What? Also, how sick is that thumbnail? I'm digging.
No, it's really nice.
I went crazy on the Adobe stock images space. I was like, portal tunnel, lightning circle. Yes, thank you.
I love it.
But 60K, and you're doing really well with your lives. You're up your streaming game and up to all your streaming stuff. Tell us what you've got planned now. You talk about you actually have like proper grown up things to say. So tell us
Well,
about something.
sincerely, it's just because there's so much thing happening right now, and the fact that Jayz and Diddy are looking into the different YouTube channel, and so there is a lot of disinformation that are being said all around in the YouTube channel, which could
Sure.
make it more difficult for the victim to actually come out or actually be taken seriously, or even finding the right resource. So for me, yeah.
I don't think you were on the live stream. I actually spoke about this. So I looked at this from two different points of view, right?
Mhm.
One, that we're looking at basically what is like an administrative error in an actual lawsuit, right? And then the second point of view is this a perfect way of creating a false narrative, but doing it in a way where the victim isn't even a victim? The public aren't going to hate her now because it was just a simple mistake, but it's derailed the case. How could it? Do you remember months ago I said I think we're going to see a witness come forward round about Christmas, and then it's going to derail the case. They're going to be something like this. Now, I personally think that if you get the year wrong, right, no big deal, right? It's a difference between a 2 and a 3, right, or a 3 and a 4.
No,
that's
a
what
zero and a 0 and a 3, like 2000, 2003.
Okay, I'm with you. So,
but the thing is more about the 5-hour drive that nobody remember except her.
Okay. Okay. Well,
because she said that her father came to pick her up, so he would have drove 5 hours and then came back for 5 hours, and then the father came out and said that no, I don't remember that. So I think someone would remember driving 10 hours.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Do you think? And listen, we're not talking about survivors here. We're not talking about victim blaming. We're talking about strictly data points. Okay. Strictly data points. Where does your spider sense taken you on this one? Do you think this is a deliberate derailment of an actual survivor? Do you think this is a weaponized survivor and a deliberate derailment through deliberate, wrong dates and all this kind of stuff? Where do you land with this? Or do you think the whole thing's genuine?
Because Busby made such a big deal of acting as if this Well, this victim was such like a solid victim
Yeah.
for then realize that he had the wrong date. The father now is not corroborating. I'm mostly asking myself because now Jay-Z can look like her hero. Like, look, someone falsely accused me. And I'm like, was that the point of the old thing since the beginning? To make it seem like the villain, let's say Busby, will come out and go after Jay-Z, and now Jay-Z can act as a triumphant like hero. Because I don't understand why simple mistake were made when Busby is actually a professional.
Mm.
Like why? Because like no, everybody can do the research about the VMA, which VMA she's talking about.
Yeah.
Why was she sent in front of the NBC like reporter without having that basic information? Why was the father not have been questioned by? I see that people are saying her dad's been paid off, maybe, but Busby should have been on it
But
because
here's the
this is
thing:
such an easy like thing to happen.
is it possible that
Mhm,
because their name is withheld, right? It's a Jane Doe case, right? We
mhm.
don't really know anything about this person. We don't really know who her dad is, and with it being so anonymous, we don't really know who's feeding who what, if that makes sense. We don't know what Busby's being told. We don't know
Exactly.
really anything. There's no way to sort of check on any of it, which is
The
it's
the thing that troubled me is the 5 hour drive. Because she said, let's say she was 13-year-old, she snuck out, and then a friend, like remember yourself as a 16, 17 years old, because the friend had to be a 16, 17-year-old. So that friend drives you 5 hours to the VMA. Would that friend really not want to go too? Like, I guess if they like the friend is driving you there, like which teenager is that nice? So the friend would just drop you there and then leave for another 5 hour driving. Like that is a 16, 17-year-old.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
if she was living like literally 10 minutes from the place, then it would make sense. And I know people keep on saying autistic, autistic. I'm like, dude, I have autistic family. Okay. That is not what people seems to believe. Like it's not all of this. The moment that she said, because I'm autistic, I don't have any fear and I don't see that a danger, I was like, that is not what autistic do. That is not.
Well, it's
No,
a
and the
spectrum.
contrary, autistic people are extremely into their routine, they're extremely
Yes and
strict.
no. Yes and no. I
Mhm,
mean, I've got
mhm.
a long lineage of little autistic creations of mine, and they're all very different. It is a very
Yeah.
it's really difficult unless it's right in your face, and there's different
Mhm.
variations of it to sort of you could live your whole life with a single autistic person and see one,
Yeah, I
one
agree.
on the spectrum. Um,
But I
so
have 4 cousins who are
yeah,
autistic. My family
yeah,
has a lot of autistic
yeah,
thing,
that's okay.
you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I'm
for
with
me,
you.
I just like I was like I didn't like the association because I'm like if you are reckless and you don't see don't see danger, it's not most like it may not have something to do with the autism. But for me, that was not even the big point. It was really about the fact of the 5 hour drive. I don't understand why a teenager would drive 5 hours and then not want to go to the party too. I've never seen that in my life. Like teenagers, like if they take the risk to actually take a 13-year-old and a 5 hour drive, would they just then say, okay, bye? Like, would they only do that because they're friends? Like, that is a teenager.
Yeah, it's just fishy, Madge, and it's
Exactly.
fishy for so many reasons, and there's no way to fact check anything. Do you know what I mean? Like there really isn't.
Well,
I
for
really
me,
don't know.
the
I really
fact
don't know.
that the person that was driving her is now unalive, and then the person that came and took her from the because she said that she ran away to the gas station and then called her dad. So did she stay 5 hours in the gas station waiting for her dad? What time was it? Doesn't the gas station at some point close, or were they just looking at her for 5 hours while she was staying there? Like it is really the driving part that makes me look at her like because if you stay 5 hours in the gas station, I'm sure someone in that gas station would have a video of you or would just remember you because nobody stays 5 hours just there crying. Like you have just been SA'd for like by 2 person. Like you're probably crying. That's why you ran away. But then your father came to get you after 5 hours, and then while you were driving with him for 5 hours as a 13-year-old who snuck out of the house, he didn't ask you any question.
All right. So let me ask you this. Where do you think this is all heading, Maggie? Okay, where do you think this is heading? Are we getting to the court case next year? Is this
Yeah,
going to
we
be
are.
thrown out? You think?
Because it doesn't matter, okay? Because that's the thing that I find funny. Those civil lawsuits don't matter in the criminal case. Maybe that would mean that maybe Jay-Z gets a win and his reputation is kind of helped. But at the end of the day, the Diddy case, the criminal case, is not based on the civil lawsuit. So
Is
it
there not
doesn't
a
really, yeah.
Is there not a 13-year-old mentioned in the criminal case?
I think there was a
Or was
10-year-old,
it a
but
civil?
but even then, it wouldn't be that one, because I don't think that the criminal case is in contact with Busby, because then Busby couldn't just go
Yeah.
out and do interview and then send his own client to do interview. Because if you are in the criminal case, people would be like telling you to stay hush hush. So I think that the only thing that it does is kind of give a pass kind of to Jay-Z. Like the first victim that came out for Jay-Z would be that you know, wishy-washy. Because it is really the 5 hour. I can't forget, I don't care that she like said 2000 when it was 2003. I think in the contrary that this was like Busby that should have, make sure of what he was saying, because you could find which VMA she was talking about by Googling it, but it is the 5 hour back and forth. I'm just like, why would that person do a 5 hour for you? Who are you? Like a friend do that for you, a 16-year-old.
Yeah, it's odd. Again, it's more loose ends that don't add up, and
Exactly.
It's like we get given. Okay, have we got a victim, a survivor who's coming forward now? Is this going to be the one that's that? Also, as well, whatever happened, like I just think we just need to watch all that. It's so. There's so many factors to it all. There's so many. I mean, if we're to believe Busby up to almost 300 now, I'm sorry, but statistically, some of those are going to stick, right? I mean, some of them might not, but some of them are going to stick.
But what makes me like look at him sideways is, why would your first witness, the first one, be so wishy-washy? Would you not present the one that would solidify that you actually mean business? But then he started as if he meant business. But then now he's like, oh yeah, they were a mistake. Oh yeah, we're going to make her do a lie detector test. I'm like, was that not supposed to be done before you actually push her into the public? So I just like look at Busby extremely sideways, because I'm like, you are not an amateur. Like you are.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I get what you're saying now. It's kind of like you're not buying the rookie mistakes almost.
Exactly. I'm not, because I know that a lot of lawyers are easily corrupted, and I've seen myself lawyer be bought by the side that they're supposed to fight against.
Oh, that is spicy. So I mean that. Listen, the plot. Listen, if this was a Netflix series, we'd all be glued.
Oh
to it.
yeah.
All right, that's all I'm saying. Busby has a tank. All right. Could you imagine the Netflix adaptation of Busby? Right.
Exactly. Can you imagine, like, any lawyer that's worth anything wouldn't actually know which date for sure, wouldn't have talked to the father? Like, that's what Busby said. He was like, oh, I didn't know that the father was going to say, what? Are you a child? Like, that makes no sense.
I'm with you. I'm just going with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Jonathan. That is a banger. But time blindness, I'm with you on that one. Yeah, I see you talking about that in the side chat. But
exactly, like Ekaterina said, a lie detector test isn't even permissible as a evidence in court. Correct. Why is he acting as if now I'm gonna? It reminds me of Lionel B when he was saying that for Lamisha. And I'm just
could
like, what
be.
is it with those people and those lie detector tests as if it is supposed to prove something?
Well, yeah, but you've got to remember, it's 2024. Half
Yeah.
of this is public opinion. And in the court
Yeah.
of public opinion, lie detectors are still going to sway the metaphorical voter when it comes to mindsets. They really will. Trust me, man. We've had entire TV shows in the UK.
Lexi saying it would make more sense for the father to be bought off. That makes more sense than a father not remembering that he did 10-hour driving and a friend that is really practically, like, it's really practical that the friend is not in this world anymore. So the two people that had any proof that she was in that situation, one is saying that it's not true and the other one is not in this world. And where is, like I said, if someone stays 5 hours in a gas station, which gas station was it? Who were the employee there? Like, really, nobody saw her.
Yeah. It's odd, man. But again, listen,
like,
we'll see how this one plays
people
out.
saying she has disabilities, as if because you have disabilities, that means that time doesn't matter. I'm asking about the 5 hour.
Oh no, listen, there's ways that people interpret time differently and all this kind of stuff, right? But
but not everyone. Like
I
the father.
I get that too, right? But we're kind of at like the splitting hairs turn point of this.
5 hours of driving, you would not remember that.
No, what I'm saying is we're kind of at the splitting hairs part of this because I've not read into it enough to know about the dad. I'm going by what you're saying 100%. I think I would probably remember a 5-hour drive. I'm not going to lie. I think most people probably would.
And 10 hours because it's back and forth.
Yeah, as a driver, 100%. Maybe there's some leeway for if you're the passenger and you zone out or something. I can get that. But as a driver, I think you're going to have some reference point of a long drive, even if.
And think about it, a 16, 17. And think about it, a 16, 17-year-old driving for 5 hours, because that would be the friend. Like a 16, 17 driving for 5 hours towards New York. New York has the worst circulation. It's not like easy to drive in the middle of New York. Like this, we're asking that of a 16-year-old that wouldn't have gone to the party. I'm like, okay, if the 16-year-old was that motivated and really wanted to go to the party, okay, but then just doing it for your eyes, nah.
Yeah. I think it could be that they're setting up a lawyer. Yeah, I think we were touching on that earlier about how it could be a plan. It could be an opportunity to derail Busby. You know what I'm saying?
Busby is being,
Yeah, it could be that
like
too.
I said, I don't like the fact that he's making rookie mistake and going so hard on Jay-Z. I'm like, with how hard you went on Jay-Z and how sure you were when you were coming out, how can you be making rookie mistake?
Yeah, see, there's a lot. Here's the thing: there's a lot of stuff in the side chat that goes for and against what you're saying and kind of backs it up, but not from your lying point of view, but just from a here's room for room for reasonable doubt stuff.
Exactly.
So yeah, listen, we'll keep an eye on that one because, like I say, it's going to get torn up on Wednesday. I'll tell you that. But let's circle back round just for the final section on the big homie interview, everything that went down, and what is going to happen next, right? Because obviously, Beverly, Azria, they are decades into refining and learning and homing their skills. I feel like I've been very much a diamond in the rough up until now, and now there's little elements that are being chipped away at that are getting a little bit more refined, and I'm excited for it, man. I'm here for it all. But I mean, it must be, for me, it's so much to sort of take in when you realize the magnitude of this whole topic when we're talking about paranormal, interdimensional, off-world, outer galaxies, all this kind of stuff. Then we've got people like Beverly who are born this way. Then there are people who have a traumatic incident and are given gifts or a curse, however you want to look at it. then there's people that use magic, then there's religious people, and there's so much, and all of it is relevant. This is the thing, like all of it is so relevant, right? And I honestly, I don't even factor in any of the religious stuff as being a reason why none of this can happen. I believe that all the religions can work side by side with all of this. It would be kind of like saying, if this is a natural gift that we all have that we can tap into, how can a religion then not say that that is the image of your creator, right? So if you were made in the image of your God, then surely he's made you with these gifts in his own image. And I'm just going from, I'm playing devil's advocate here. Because like I don't even factor. I mean, my religion is so hard to explain. I mean, I don't even know what to call it. I'm walking a path that I was guided to be on, and I'm sort of learning as I go, if that makes sense. I don't want to read books on things. I don't want to watch how this person does something or that person does something, because I don't want to know how they do things. I want to discover how I do things, you know? And it's going great. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it so much. And I just want to say, Side Chat, thank you for being on this journey with me as well. I really feel like we've got a really good community. And for those of you who don't know, we have a wonderful Discord community. Oh, God, I've got 6 messages from Mrs. Mac. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, hang on a second. Just checking on something for Mrs. Mackenstein. It's always serious when you've got like 6 messages from Mrs. Mackenstein. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, that individual, I'm just looking for them just now. Are you meaning on here or are you meaning on Discord? I don't know. We'll figure out. I trust your judgment anyway. Do what you need to do. Okay. Friendly fire today announced is misspelled. Oh, frick. What did we misspell? Oh, maybe that was last week. Probably. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, that individual's getting taken care of. Don't worry about that. I was coming on Discord to get you guys a link. 1 second. And come and join the Discord, because, like I say, it's legitimately a bunch of adults like hanging out on the internet in a way that is positive, and it's great. So come and be part of it, you know, and invite people. Oh my God. Just bear with me. I've got this stupid setting on it that isn't letting me copy things. And again, I just want to say to everybody, it's coming up for Christmas. We've got a massive, massive night tomorrow. Massive, massive, massive. And then we've also got Thursday with the wonderful Sean Atwood and Tommy Scoville. Oh, listen, Ron likes his voice too. Okay, I'll second that. Oh, Maggie's just disappeared. Okay, well, that's all right. I can handle this. Right, get the link, Ron. Get the link. Invite people. There we go. So if you would like to come and join our Discord, come and join. Oh, Mrs. Armstrong's already done it. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. So yeah, come and join us on the Discord, and thank you all for being here today. I am going to go and feed my wonderful lady, and let me just double check that Sean hasn't got something starting. 5:30 Dark Forces. Is this it today? Is this the end of it? Oh, all right. Well, I don't know what else is going to be happening tonight, guys. Yes, Ron does like to hear his voice. It goes very hand in hand with healthy narcissism. Loving your own voice and a slight dose of healthy narcissism is what creates YouTubers and streamers. Nobody has a job where they sit at home and go, look at me, and don't have a healthy amount of that. So thank you for being here. Thank you for coming on this journey. Thank you for believing in Big Homie, Beverly, Azria. Thank you for welcoming all these gifted people with such open arms and healthy narcissism. Yep. Yeah, we all have a bit of healthy narcissism, right? You know what I'm saying? We've all got a little bit of healthy narcissism. That's what keeps us alive. Okay. What really meant a lot to me was being comforted by Big Homie's struggle with religion and this stuff. I always believed in both, but Catholicism doesn't welcome it. Yeah. It's about that balance, though, isn't it? It's about trying to find the ways round it. But I think when something's so profound, Vanessa, right? When something so profound is what is sort of going on around Big Homie, myself, Beverly, this whole thing. To me, it all feels like we've done this 1,000 times before. Like it's something that feels normal. And when something is that monumental, would you question that your brother's your brother because your religion says that what defines you as brothers is forbidden? Does that make sense? It's complicated though, right? Like it's the whole Catholicism, witchcraft, the unknown, whatever you want to call it. It is a chunky debate, man, because a lot of people got burned at the stake. A lot of people were, the witch trials were real. Yes, it's Discord. I apologize. That's what the beeping is. If it's magic, it's evil. Listen, you can think that if you want. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you for being part of the show. I will see you guys all tomorrow. It's going to be a chunky night tomorrow, people. So get your popcorn, get your sody pops. Okay, if you've got Christmas presents to wrap, get everything laid out on the floor. Get it all laid out on the floor, and let's settle in. Because it's going to be a good night. And I appreciate you all being here. Thank you all for your support. We'll see you all in the next one. From Lil Yum Yum. Till next time. Be safe out there, guys.